speaking of offensive things online, maybe we should talk about the
why I just got on Facebook and was pissed off to start my day.
Molly, let's pull up that video of the first tab. So this is a video of a bunch of Jewish people trying to attack this lady
who they think was a protester.
Jesus. Yeah, put that in full screen, please.
And it's just like some have to be like very orthodox. And who knows if they're all Jewish people.
Yeah, right.
Props to the cop, that big boy.
Mm-hmm. He was an Irishman. He was probably a big old Irishman.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy.
I don't like any of these people, but...
Are they sure she's not Crip?
Crip.
And like this is scary. Like I didn't know until somebody commented that it was in New York, like exactly where this was happening. But yeah, this is New York City on April 24th, I believe.
Yeah.
Waste of semen. That's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. They're just mad that they found out about their tunnel.
Dude, that's crazy. That's fucking nuts.
All right, we can pause this. But
yeah, basically a cop pulls up at the end and they like get her into the cop car and get, but like the fact that there's, I don't know, 100, at least 100 grown men chanting in the streets, "Death to Arabs," trying to attack one girl. Like if the cop wasn't there, who knows what happens? Or like it's not like me, I'd be like, I'd probably get jumped because I ain't fucking dealing with that shit, dude.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's so hypocritical as a people who've went through what they did with the Holocaust to now just be singling out random women in the street screaming death to a whole nother race. Not even like not even the Palestine. Like that. It's just a part of it. Like a death to a whole nother race of people.
Exactly. Well, and, I started listening to Fear and Loathing in the New Jerusalem by Dale Cooper. I don't know if you've ever heard that. I highly recommend it. It's a 6-part series about basically the history of the whole Israel-Palestine conflict. And in that, I haven't gotten to this part yet, but I've heard other people talk about it. In that, they basically one of the best cases for the Israel side is in that time in 1947, after World War II and everything, they really did not have a place to live. Mm-hmm. They really were there were still plenty of anti-Semitism. They had the whole thing with the British and the Ottoman Empire, promising everybody land, and Russia took over half of Germany and was slaughtering Jews. So in their mind, it's okay, 2 atomic bombs have just been dropped on Japan. We just got done with all this warfare. What's cracking a few eggs really going to do? Right. So in the grand scheme of things, in that time period, it was almost in a way kind of understandable that they would just take that. Okay, hey, we're just going to take this little bit of land. Right. Or we're just going to create a government, this little bit of land. Right. But then obviously, you fast forward 70 years later, in the time and day and age we live in, it's you don't really get to use that as an excuse anymore.
No.
Too much time has passed. It's like if, this is kind of the reverse, I guess, but if the Native Americans all rose up and started massacring the American population, that would be fucked up. You can kind of understand.
You kind of get it.
But at the same time, the action that you're taking is still wrong. And I think people really need to just take themselves out of the past and be okay, where are we right now? Mm-hmm. And is where we're at right now, should we figure out the situation of what's happening right now instead of just going back to however many decades or hundreds of years to justify your actions now?
To justify what you're doing. And the fact that you can live with that, I don't know, just what Israel's doing right now, and the fact that they are justifying their actions with that, saying that it's Hamas, which only grew because of the fact that you've been slaughtering their people for years. It's not this isn't just a last October thing. Yeah, it's been the death count's so much different between Palestinians and Israel that it's insane.
Yeah, well, not even that. We talked about this on the podcast before, but Netanyahu, it planted Hamas. like almost to like create that desire of government, like that need for government, right? Like government is always in the game of creating wars, because it is like the only way, not the only way, but it's one of the few ways that like they can justify their presence. Like it's no secret that like the reason that World War II ended for America, like we then started the Korean War, and then we went to Vietnam, right? Like we just kept it was all in like to snuff out communism, basically, even though it wasn't like. I guess in that logic, I don't agree with it, but I can at least understand the logic of like, okay, we're going to try to weed out communism in America, which they did do. Yeah. But like to then go to other countries and basically be like, it's like the whole argument of like, we're the world power. Yeah. Like we are the help for the world. And it's just like, the only people who really want that is the government and maybe a few citizens who are indoctrinated. But for the most part, like the culture of America has never been like as a whole, if you look at the middle class people, lower class people, they're not in the game of like saying, hey, we need to help all these other people. Like they want to help themselves first, which isn't bad, right? Like if you are in that position where it's like, okay, like all this taxation, all this government spending is hurting us, is hurting our bottom dollar, then yeah, it's totally understandable that you would object to that and say, hey, maybe we should focus on, I don't know, like the homeless or like the fentanyl crisis. Like maybe there are things that we can better use that for.
Yeah, quality of life for like not just the upper class, like for the lower class. Try to just make life in general just better for sure. And I think that is the main problem. But then there's other people who think that America are peacemakers. They're like, we're some like country that goes in and helps people, and like what we're doing is just like we're a peaceful country that just want to like end the violence. And it's just like, it's not that. Like